And I've been out, so I've been outside my body in that regard, but I've never been outside my body being able to see my body or see remote events. So I really can't speak to astral projection. How did I die? Again, everything is led by spirit, and through this process, the what happened to me is um it was the last 3 times I took DMT, and the the 2 times before that were a couple years ago, and then just right before this last Halloween, I hadn't done DMT in like 2.5 years, and I took it, and I ended up taking too much. So I'll just talk about the most recent encounter, which was back right before Halloween. Um, I had the pipe and the crystal, and since it's been like a couple years, I was not as experienced as I was years ago when I was doing it, because I did over 100 out of body blast off experiences in 6 months with the DMT a few years ago to try to like blast out all the nonsense in my mind. So this last time I put the crystal in there, and I was using a butane torch instead of a lighter, and I ended up um, putting too much in there and then heating it up too fast with the butane torch, and it wasn't really smoking. And so when I went to inhale, and I must have tipped back also, so I inhaled liquid crystal DMT all the way down into my lungs. It burned all the way down. I started coughing and choking in the middle of my blast off, in the middle of an inhale, mind you. And I had to like stop myself real quick because I knew that I'm like blasting off and I'm leaving my body. And every time I coughed, like reality was going like woo, 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 because when you cough on substances, it potentiates the effect. And so what I did is I just like took another last inhale, just put the stuff aside, and then I went back and held my breath and closed my eyes. And next thing I knew, I was dead. And what happened the last 3 times that I died is I blasted off out of my body, and I went to an infinite loop of hell for it feels like eternity. It's like several eternities or whatever. It feels like forever. And what I saw, again, same exact experience the last 3 times, was I took the DMT, I died, and then I went to this infinite loop where I saw all my life flashing before my eyes. And it's not like what people say about um it's not what people say when I used to hear people talk about their life flashing before their eyes. I used to think that like they would see like their birth, childhood, and all that stuff. But what I ultimately realized when you die is the life that you see flash before your eyes is all the things that you currently care about and all the things that you love. And that those things were like held apart from me. I kept seeing like glimpses of my wife and my children, and all the things I love were being like reaching for me, and I'm like, I can't get to them, they can't get to me. And the thoughts were happening so fast that as soon as I began to even realize what was happening, that it would just, the thought would end and it would reset, and it would just like, as soon as I started the next thought, it just reset, reset, reset. And it was like that just for infinity. And it's an absolutely terrifying experience. But that was just my fear, because I was always afraid of taking too much DMT and killing myself. So essentially, when you die, or when you leave your body, that kind of death, because death and leaving your body are the same thing. What happens is you go to the spirit realm deep inside yourself, and if you go too far, you go all the way to the edge, and the edge is basically whatever your greatest fear is. You get stuck in that as an infinite loop until you relax out of it. So you have to kind of just disassociate from what's happening and just accept it, and then you start to come back into your body and then wake up. And yeah, and I was dry heaving for probably about 45 minutes after that. It was a really, really, really intense experience. But that's what kicked off the last part of this awakening, to get this book done and the framework done and everything